What is going on, everybody? In today's video, we are going to talk about the top 3 benefits of using Konar Quomatin, the Slayer Master that resides at the top of Mount Karulm. Now, this is an opinion video. These are my top 3 reasons for using Konar. If you've seen some of my past videos, I hated on Konar pretty bad. I did not see the allure or the appeal of using Konar as a Slayer Master, but since I have been doing my year-long loot tab project and using nothing but Konar as my Slayer Master, I've had a little bit of a change of heart. And if you haven't checked out that series, you can find it on my YouTube channel. I've been saving every single drop, every clue scroll, every brimstone key for the entire year of 2024 and putting out a monthly update. And we're going to sell it all at the end of the year, or rather at the beginning of 2025. So if you want to check that out after this video, there will be some links at the end, or you can check it out now and come back to this later. Before we get into today's video is sponsored by eWin Racing. eWin Racing makes amazing gaming chairs at a very affordable price when you compare it to other models, other brands out there. I myself have had several eWin chairs that they have been gracious enough to send me, and I cannot tell you that I have been displeased with any of them. I'm currently in a Champion Series chair, the updated Champion Series model with the magnetic head pillow and the 4D lumbar support. All kinds of different features for this chair to make your gaming or office experience as comfortable as possible. These chairs have cold cure memory foam in them, which makes for a great sitting experience, always comfortable. 4D armrests that go in, out, up and down, side to side, so you can customize it based on your body type and your height to get the most comfortable experience for you. The frame is incredibly sturdy, all metal, no plastic, nothing that's going to break. It's going to hold up and stand the test of time. Not to mention the upholstery on these chairs is absolutely amazing. The upholstery is beautiful. They do a great job showcasing the features of the chair, really bringing it out with how these chairs look. So if you are interested and like what I've been telling you about eWin Racing chairs, you can check out the links in the description below. I will take you over to the eWin site where you can check out all their models of chairs and pick one that suits you. Plenty of different colors, different models to fit different people. And don't forget, right now you can use the code AsukaYen to get 25% off of anything on the eWin website. So if you are looking for a chair for that special someone for the upcoming holiday, it's right around the corner. Check out eWin Racing and don't forget to use code AsukaYen for 25% off. All right, let's get into this. Top 3 reasons to use Konar Quomatin Slayer Master up on Mount Karulm. So I want to start out with the very obvious, brimstone keys. So if you don't know what a brimstone key is, or if you're new to RuneScape and you're just checking out videos to try to learn some stuff, a brimstone key is a drop that can be obtained from killing Slayer monsters while on a task given by Konar. It is used to open the brimstone chest, which is right behind her, wherever she is on Mount Karulm. So you can unlock that. And at the time of this video, brimstone keys are actually up in value from where they were at the beginning of 2024. Right now, the value of a brimstone key is between 100,000 and 105,000 GP. So when I started doing this in the beginning of 2024, they were probably around, I think it was like somewhere between 85 and 90,000. So they have gained quite a bit of value. As for me right now, I've got about 1,200 of them in the bank from the year-long loot tab project. So my brimstone keys that were going to be worth like what, 100 million or so at the time are now going to be worth well over probably 120. So that's nice that they have went up in value. So the brimstone keys are dropped based on the monster that you're killing's level. The higher the level, the higher the chance that you have of getting a brimstone key. Now, one major benefit of this that happened in 2024, May of 2024 to be exact, there was a change made that all superior Slayer creatures now give brimstone key drops when you are on a Konar task. So when that happened, my brimstone key rate shot up just because I pretty much do every Slayer task that can offer a superior, because you've got the imbued heart, the eternal gem, both great jobs, and now you get the brimstone key from every single superior. So if you get lucky enough to pop like 3 or 4 of them on a task, well, you've just made yourself an extra 300 to 400k based on the drops you get on average. So the brimstone keys are really great for me, especially because I'm going for collection logs. So that's something that I was pretty pleased with when they introduced that back in May to give all superiors a brimstone key drop. Now, as for the drop rate for monsters, obviously the lower the level, the rarer they're going to be. But when you're doing Slayer, it's not terrible. If the monster does have a Slayer level requirement, there's actually a 20% boost in the drop probability. So you get that as well. And if you're fighting a boss that is over level 350, the chances go all the way down to 1 in 40. So those long boss tasks, you're probably looking at getting 2, 3, 4 brimstone keys. So that's just a little bit of extra loot on what you're already getting. So reason number 1 for me, and these are in no particular order, by the way, is brimstone keys, completing the collection log and getting a little extra money on your Slayer tasks. On to reason number 2, task variance. Now, I thought this was stupid when Konar was introduced to the game. I was like, why would you want to be constrained to one place to do your Slayer task instead of just being able to go do it wherever you want? But I have to admit that after doing Konar for a year, it actually has been pretty nice. It definitely breaks up the monotony of Slayer when you can go do it somewhere else, wherever you're assigned. So like I said, I was a huge hater on this, but over the past year, I've really come to like it. Obviously, there's still tasks in certain areas that I just don't want to do. It's far away, it's annoying to get to, you know, stuff like that. So I will skip those. But depending on the monster that I've been assigned to kill X amount of, that's when I will, you know, really make the decision. Am I going to do this or am I going to not do this? But the different places to break up the monotony is definitely a plus. I have over 90 million Slayer experience, so even though it's my favorite skill, yeah, it does get boring sometimes, and I use Slayer to get green logs for the collection log, so that is why I have over 90 million Slayer experience. One of those really good benefits about doing the task in a different place, now you could always just do your task in a certain place if you wanted to, and you're using Duradel or Kuradel. But the dark totems and the crystal shards that you can get from their respective locations, the catacombs and the Prifdina Slayer dungeon, it's pretty nice because I didn't always go there. I usually did my Kurasks obviously in the Fremennik Slayer cave, but Konar does assign those pretty often. Same with Greater Necreals. It kind of forces you to, you know, get out of the box and go do the task somewhere else. And with the recent update to increase the crystal shard drop from the Slayer NPCs over there in Prifdina's, so you can get quite a few of those now per task. I think I usually see like 30 to 50 per task that I'm doing in there. And the dark totems are nice because you get the Skotizo kills after you stack those up, and you're guaranteed at least a pretty decent drop most of the time, as well as a guaranteed hard clue scroll and a 1 in 5 chance at an elite clue scroll. So that's reason number 2 for me. The task variance was actually really nice to come by as I, you know, progressed through this year. It really started to hit me that, you know, this is nice. It's a different change of pace, and you can do your task wherever you're assigned, and it's going to be different pretty much most of the time. On to reason number 3, and my final and favorite reason. I probably should have put these in order, to be honest. This should have been number 1 if we were going in the order of my top 3 reasons, but we're not, so no particular order, but this does happen to be my favorite reason: the Alchemical Hydra. The Alchemical Hydra has a Slayer level requirement of level 95, and Konar is the only one to assign Hydras. Now that can be a little annoying if you obviously don't have 95 Slayer or don't want to use Konar, but if you want to kill some Hydras, you got to use Konar. And fortunately, the task weighting on Konar's task list is the highest it can get. It is a task weight of 10 on Konar's list. I think I said that Konar's the only Slayer master to assign Hydras. The benefit about the Hydra is on average you're getting 200 to 205,000 GP per kill. So even if you are a slower Hydra killer, or you don't have a Twisted Bow or a Dragon Hunter crossbow or a Dragon Hunter lance, you're still probably seeing like 15 kills an hour there. Once you get the patterns down and know where to move and all that, do the lures, all that good stuff. So even at 15 kills an hour, the Hydra is still really good money. And years after the Hydra's been released, it's still holding its value because of that Hydra's Claw, which helps make the Dragon Hunter Lance. It's still pretty decent value. I haven't checked the price in a while. I probably should have for informative videos for like something like this, but probably sitting somewhere around 55 million at the time of this video. I have almost 12,000 Hydra kills myself, a lot of them coming just this year, almost 7,000 of them just coming from 2024 alone because of the year-long loot tab project. But it is probably my favorite boss. It's super chill with a T-bow. Borderline AFK once you've killed it almost 12,000 times. I mean, obviously you have to be at your computer to do it, but I can do other things, and I'm just 95% of the time not even paying attention to the Hydra, and it's just dropping me money left and right. Money, money, money. So Hydra is my favorite reason to use Konar. Sadly, once this year is over, I probably won't kill any more Hydras ever. Unless there were to be a reason for it. But after this year, I'm going back to Cyrodiil to get tasks. Cyrodiil does give a higher chance for boss tasks, which I really do want for completing collection logs. But yeah, those are my top 3 reasons to be using Konar Quo-Mountain. Now, before we close this video out, if you are interested in getting as many Hydra tasks as you possibly can and making that juicy 5 million GP an hour, provided you can get 25 kills per hour, I'm here to help you. So if you stuck around, congratulations for you. You're about to learn how to get the most Hydra tasks you possibly can. And that has to do with Konar's block list and tailoring it specifically to that Slayer Master, the unlocks you can unlock for different Slayer creatures or having them added to her task list, and total task weighting. So total task weighting for Konar is 265. That's the weighting of all the tasks that she assigns, all added up. So 265. Now you could bring that number all the way down to 155 if you do it right. Now mine's not down at 155, but it is down there. There's a lot of stuff that I don't have unlocked that I don't have a use for. So let's go through that really quick. So we start at 265. First thing is you want to tailor your block list to get the most Hydra tasks you possibly can. Now you might not agree with this and you can play around with it, but just remember it will make your chances go down, so you'll get less Hydra tasks. So your block list, you want to have Drakes, Worms, Abyssal Demons, Black Demons, Bloodvelds, Cave Kraken, and Fire Giants. Those are the top tasks that Konar assigns with the biggest weights that will knock that down. If you do have a block list exactly like that, it'll take your total task weighting down to 200 from Konar. From there, the rest of them are all unlocks, and those unlocks are bosses, but we probably don't want to unlock that one, or rather relock it so you don't get assigned boss tasks. But if you do, you'll lose another 8 task weighting, taking you to 192. Lizardmen takes you down to 184. Aviancies down to 178. Basilisks to 173. Mithril Dragons to 168. Red Dragons to 163. Vampires down to 159. And finally, Warped Creatures, which will land you at 155 total task weighting. So if you have that block list and you get rid of all of those unlocks, you're losing 110 total task weighting points for Konar. Now, if you've done that, you then take the task weighting of the Alchemical Hydra, which is 10, divide that by 155, which leaves you with a very small 6.5%. Now, you might think that's not very good, but in terms of getting a Slayer task, that is a very, very good percentage. 6.45% is your chances of getting a Hydra task with the block list and none of those unlocks, which gives you a rough chance of getting a Hydra task about 1 in every 15 Slayer tasks. Now, if you were to cancel 15 Slayer tasks in a row, or rather skip them, that is going to be about 450 Slayer points, but every time you spend those 450 Slayer points, you should see a Hydra task, providing you're not really unlucky. So I think it's a pretty good trade-off. 450 Slayer points for a possible up to 5 million GP per hour. You don't need a team to do it. It's not a bad trade-off, in my opinion. So everybody, that is going to do it for my personal top 3 reasons to use Konar as your Slayer Master. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you found some informative information in here, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't done so yet, please tap that subscribe button on your way out. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. I do try to respond to as many as I possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.